Hello everyone. If you can please message me, let me know if you are there with me by just typing hi or hello, anything, so that I can come to know that okay, we are together. Can you please message me a hi quickly, please? I'll wait. And we'll start quickly with the discussions with respect to law, and every fear that we have with respect to law will be gone for sure. If you can just message me quickly, hi, I'll wait. Sanjay Kumar, good evening. Meha Jain, hello. Rachit, hi. Guru, hi. Sangeeta, good evening. Waiting still, maybe a minute or two, in case others are joining. Yeah, hi, hello. Tanuja, good evening. Shivani, good evening. Nandini, good evening. Waiting. Yeah, Guru, hi. Abama, hi. Okay, yeah, listen to me. The exams are very near, obviously, and I think this is the time when you should be focusing more upon the important topics, the important aspects, the most important questions that are there, rather than learning a new concept. So basically, my target is for the next 7 days is to cover as much as possible with respect to the important questions that are there with respect to your January 2025 exams, and also help you with your doubts that are there, and a bit of writing practice that is always required in the paper of law. I'm very much sure that many of you might be knowing concepts, maybe in bits and pieces, but maybe not much confident with the writing aspect or the presentation aspect. So here we are together and trying to resolve every possible query that we have in the subject of law. You need to tell me what exact problem that you are facing. If you happen to let me know कि sir हमें यहाँ पे problem आ रहा है, we are facing problem over here, then only I can serve you, right? So please tell me, is it with respect to any particular chapter? Is it with respect to any particular provision? Is it the writing skills? Is it the phobia? What is it exactly? Please let me know. All those are that are already here. I will wait for your answers. Meanwhile, I'll let you know the marks, the weightage of each and every chapter, so that we don't waste time. So by the time that I happen to write the weightage, I want you to tell me what problem is exactly that you are facing right now in the subject of law. It can be anything. You just need to let me know so that I can come to know what is it that I need to solve, what is it that I need to make the improvement upon. So please tell me. I'll wait for maybe a minute or two. Roughly around 5 to 10 marks. Give it 10. Okay, we have few messages. How to present the law paper, sir? This is one of the messages that I have. Okay, thank you. I'll resolve it within a few minutes. Just wait. Then I have one more message which says, I don't know how to study and write in paper in proper manner. Sir, answer to my query, please. Okay. Anyone else? I have 2-3 messages already. One of them says, sir, the problem is in the presentation. The another one is again saying the same, that I don't exactly know how to present it in the exam. The same message. Okay, one more message I have from Rachit Jha, who says, sir, concept पता है, examples भी पता है, but presentation पे problem है. While studying, law seems easy and graspable, but while writing it in tests and exams later, it's hard to remember and recollect later. Okay. So I have a message from Rahima. Ma'am, I personally think in the coming days, I'll be telling you the most important questions, and trust me, I will also tell you how exactly you need to remember them. Like, I'll give you tricks to remember the answers. So your problems will be resolved very easily, don't worry. Okay. Sir, how to score 60% in law? Please tell. The only way to score 60% in law is, once you are done with all the chapters, All you need to do is question answers, question answers, and question answers. Ultimately, how well you know the chapter can be known only by the answers that you can give with respect to the questions. So all you need to do is question and answers for scoring 60 plus. You can read them once in a while, you may write them, but you need to do question answers. सर कंसेप्ट तो आता है, एग्जांपल्स भी आते हैं, पर प्रेजेंट कैसे करना है वो नहीं आता. ओके, I'll show it right now. Just give me a minute. Here we are. I'll take care with respect to your presentation part in a minute. Okay, here we are, sir. See, this is the answer for one of the questions that was there in the last exams with respect to section number 33, which is expulsion of a partner. Okay, so whenever you have a case study question, this was a case study question which I answered to one of the questions that was there, the same topic that was there in the last exam, expulsion of a partner, section 33, Indian Partnership Act 1932. Just look at the presentation, the way that I have presented. This is the only way that you need to present your case study questions. Here we go. See, center of the page towards the top, I have written answer number 3A. What students tend to do is they write it over here. They do it like something like this. Question number 3A. Don't do this. This is incorrect. This is the proper way. Answer 3 and then the bracket A. Writing it conspicuously that what is it exactly that you are answering. You are letting the paper checker know. Then you need to start with this relevant provision. Relevant provision. That is something, the concept that the question is asking. So this paragraph basically explains all the case laws that are there, all the sections that are there, and the content of the section. Everything goes in this relevant provision. The easiest part that you should know. So this was basically the whole law, the whole provision. Then you have fact of the case. This is basically nothing but a summary of the question. Like you have a very big question that is asked in the exam. You need to summarize it, maybe half of it or maybe 1/3, and write it again in a small paragraph to let the paper checker know that okay, you have understood the question. Now just imagine for writing this you happen to get 1 mark. Just imagine, like copying the question, summarizing it, you happen to get 1 mark. There's a weightage for this. Many of you don't write this only. So second paragraph is fact of the case, and finally what we have is the conclusion, your final answer. A very small paragraph. Okay, what I need you to focus upon is, see, wherever there is something important, I have underlined it. Section 33, the act, the year, the main points I have underlined. Here we go. See, all the important points that are there in my answer, I have underlined the same. Basically, you are just saving the time of the paper checker by telling him, see, these are all the important points that were asked and this is my answer. Now, if you are making the life of paper checker easy, trust me, you will score good marks. He need not search where the answer is. You need to tell him where the answer is, so that he focuses directly on the main point and happen to give you the marks. Sir, I'm very weak in Indian Contract Act. Will I get 55 in law, sir? It is very easy to score 55 in law, to be very honest. If I give you a trick with respect to Indian Contract Act, just remember this point, that under that chapter of Indian Contract Act, unit number 4, 7, 8 and 9, these are most important. So let's say in the worst case scenario, you are not prepared with Indian Contract Act. Obviously, I'll take the revision lecture and let you know all the important points that are there in each and every unit. But let's say you don't have time. Then these are the units under Indian Contract Act that you need to focus upon. 4, 7, 8 and 9. I hope we know this already. These are new units. So these are anyway important. You must have observed since last 2 attempts, that is June 2024, and September 2024, 2/3 of the questions were asked from these units, and unit 4 is anyway very important. So I would say this is a smart work that you can do with respect to Indian Contract Act. If you haven't prepared it well and you are short of time, then this is the solution. Okay. Hi sir, kaise ho? Janam, I'm good. Okay, so we are 30 right now on YouTube. Please let me know, do you have any other query? I have helped you out at least with respect to the presentation part, which is this in front of you. The presentation part, that on the center of the page you happen to write answer number 3 and whatever it is, A, B, C, whatever. Then you happen to start with relevant provision which contains the case law, the section number in case you know it, and the provision basically that the question is asking you. The second paragraph is fact of the case, that is summary of the question, and ultimately you end up with conclusion. So this is how you present the answer. One more point that I would like to add is, let's say if it is a theory question, because our paper comprises 60% case study and 40% theory. Okay, so let's say you are answering a theory question. The red flag is writing big paragraphs. So this is your page and you're writing big paragraphs. No, never. Always divide your theory answer into small paragraphs like this. You can never write a big paragraph and expecting that the paper checker will read each and every word that you have written. No, it will not happen. In the theory question, make small paragraphs and that too underline the main points, which is forming part of your main answer. So this is how exactly you answer the theory questions. Okay, waiting still from your point. Are there any specific queries that you have with respect to the law paper? Otherwise, we'll start with the portion, maybe a new chapter, maybe some important topics that I think will be there in your examinations. I'll tell you now and help you remember them. But before that, I'll still wait for maybe 1 minute for you to tell me if there are still any specific doubts that you have with respect to the law paper. Please tell me. Please explain. Good evening. Please explain the presentation of the question without case law, that is theory question. I think I've answered this question already. This is what it is, the theory question, that you happen to make small paragraphs and yet making sure that you are underlining it, the main part of your answer for the theory question. Are we clear? Here we go. So answer both the presentation of case study questions and the presentation of theory question. Anything else specific? Waiting 30 seconds. Others, meanwhile, can let me know if you are clear with this. You can maybe give me a thumbs up or maybe a message yes, so that I can know that I'm not talking with zombies, I'm talking with humans. You can just message me maybe a thumbs up or maybe yes at least, so that I can come to know that okay, we are both on the same page. Are we clear? Maybe a thumbs up will do or maybe a yes will do. Please let me know. I'll wait. And obviously, in case you have not liked the video yet, please like the video. If I start from the scratch from today, can I get 55? Yes, it is very much possible to get the 55. You just need to make sure that you watch all the revision lectures that I take and ask me questions, obviously. Okay, a message from Rachit Jha, thumbs up. Okay. Fredul Farzana, yes sir. Okay. What about Partnership Act, sir? I will be giving you important topics from Partnership Act, don't worry. I will tell you short questions from Negotiable Instrument Act, short question. I will give you a short question from Indian Regulatory Framework, and I will also try the same for Contract Act. So I'm just waiting for the thumbs ups that are there from your side. Are we clear? Are we clear? Are we clear? Okay, message from Guru sir. Okay. Ratija, thumbs up. Okay. Sir, UT is very difficult to complete law in the time, so please give tips to finish law in time, sir. See, all you need to make sure is whatever your weak subjects are. For example, suppose your law is weak. Okay. You need to make sure that at least for 5 hours per day you are studying the law subject. Like you happen to wake up in the morning, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever it is, 12 p.m., whatever it is. Just make sure that after waking up, the first 4 to 5 hours of your day, you're starting with your weakest subject. It can be maths, it can be law. Hopefully it is not economics, and hopefully it is not accounts. Mostly it is either law or maths. So the first 4 to 5 hours after you waking up, please give it to the subject that is weak. Okay, lots of thumbs up already from Sangeeta, Tanuja, Blessed, Guru, Shivani, Nandini. Am I waiting for anyone else? I guess no, so I think I should start now. Okay, let's move forward. Let's move. I think I have all answered the general queries. Rahima says, I always hear people passing all other subjects with flying colors but fail by getting 39 in law alone. How to avoid that? Rahima, the only solution to avoid getting 39 and failing is you need to write papers. Okay? Let's say if you are EdNote students, we happen to take extensive test series. Maybe you have studied from somewhere else. Just make sure that you happen to write at least 2 or 3 papers before the exams. You need to make sure that you sit in that environment of pressure, in that environment where you only have strictly 3 hours with yourself, and an environment where you need to think a lot to find the answer. If you happen to give 2 full papers, mock papers basically, before your main exam, it will make sure that you don't happen to stop at 39. It will make sure you happen to score 60 or above. I hope, Rahima, we are clear. I hope, Rahima, we are clear. I hope I could answer you. In September, law paper is very long, sir. So for this time, law will be too long. Okay, a very good question, I would say. If I just happen to give you a brief about the paper, see. The main difference between June 2024 and September 2024 paper. Okay, exam paper. Exam question paper. In June 2024, you had total 21 questions to answer. You had total 21 questions to answer. In September 2024, you had total 31 questions to answer. See the change. There are extra 10 questions that you were supposed to answer in September attempt. So yes, I know it already. The paper of September was very lengthy, although it was not very difficult, but yeah, I would say it was lengthy for sure. There were questions which were previously asked for 7 marks, but in September attempt, it was asked for, the same question was asked for 4 marks, which has been previously asked for 7 marks, has been asked in September for 3 or 4 marks. So I know it already. It was lengthy. And trust me when I say it is lengthy, then obviously the only thing you can do is increase your writing speed. Don't try to focus on making a particular answer perfect. I would rather write 2 answers imperfectly rather than writing 1 answer perfectly. I'll again say it again. See if it makes sense. I would rather focus on writing 2 answers imperfectly rather than writing 1 answer perfectly, because 2 answers correctly written but not perfectly will fetch me more marks than writing 1 answer perfectly. Are you getting me what I'm saying? What I'm trying to tell you? That increase the speed, don't focus on one particular question too much. Otherwise, आपका paper छूट जाएगा, sir. Are we clear with this? Please let me know. Okay, thank you, sir. In law, corrections are very strict. What are they expecting from us to write? No, the corrections are not very strict. Trust me, I have many answer sheets, many answer sheets. And whenever you happen to write the correct answer, they do give you marks. I have seen at least 10 corrected copies of the September attempt, and they have given marks wherever you deserve marks. Mahek Doshi scored 38 in law in September attempt. Now scared of law subject only. Mahek Doshi, I don't think you need to be scared. You don't need to be scared. Just only make sure that the 2-hour session that I'm taking for 1 week, okay, total 7 days, starting from today, you happen to attend each and every lecture for next 7 days. I will obviously be taking last day revision lectures on 13th and 14th of January. Make sure you attend them. I bet you will get more than 50 plus even if you are unprepared. more than 50 plus. So make sure you attend my lectures, okay, the next 7 days, and the LDR that I will take on 13th and 14th of January, which will be Zoom plus YouTube plus offline, everything. I hope we are clear. General contents, I hope we are clear. And Mehak Doshi, I hope we are clear. Please let me know. Okay. So I am starting with the most expected questions for your January 2025 examinations. The most expected questions. I will go chapter wise and let you know that this is the question that is most expected in your examination. Okay, let me start now. I'll start with regulatory framework. I'll pick up one question each from each chapter right now and let you know that okay, this is the most expected question from this particular chapter. So from regulatory framework, I'll directly jump to the most expected question for your exams, which is this. For your January 2025 attempt, this is the most expected question from Indian regulatory framework. Okay, this lecture is getting recorded as a proof that I did tell you that this is expected in the exam. Basically, the question is divided into two parts. One of the part is the functions. The functions of judiciary system of India are. This is the first half of the question. And the second half obviously is the hierarchy of the courts. So both of them combined, I am expecting this question for 6 marks in your examination. Now I obviously don't know that whether or not you know this or not. I will explain this from the very scratch so that even if this is the case that you haven't studied this at all, you will come to know and learn it also right now with me. So let us start. I am here towards the most important question of Indian regulatory framework. Sir, can we get the PDF? Yes, you will get the PDF. I will also give a compiler of the expected questions for your January attempt. You will get it soon, within a week or so. So don't worry. Right now what I'm asking is, please focus on all these questions that I'm teaching you. Okay. I'll come up daily with the most expected questions for your exams. Okay. So let's focus now. A letter over here. Most important from Indian regulatory framework for January 2025. Simple. Most important. Okay, starting now. It says, sir, what are the functions of judiciary system of India? I guess we know it already that when I happen to say judiciary system, I obviously mean that we are talking about courts. We are talking about courts. The High Court, the Supreme Court, the District Court. We are talking about courts. So it is asking me basically, what are the functions of the courts? I think it is so easy. The second point, which is dispute resolution. If I am your landlord and you are my tenant and you are not vacating my land, I am the landlord, you are my tenant and you are not vacating my land. It is so obvious that I will drag you to the court. Why would I drag you to the court? For getting the resolution, for getting an outcome that okay, please tell my tenant to clear up my land. And that is what the second point says, that is dispute resolution. So basically there's a dispute between the landlord and the tenant, and the landlord is going to the court in order to get a resolution that please tell my tenant to vacate the place. So I guess point number 2 is very easy. Let's come to point number 3. So whatever the judgment will be in the court will make sure that the judgment is fair. Like the court will hear both the sides. The court will hear the plaintiff, the court will hear the defendant. The court will hear both of them, and accordingly it will try to promote the fairness. When I say fairness, I basically see, हिंदी में ऐसा बोलते हैं कानून अंधा है. जज के लिए होता है ना, पट्टी बांधी हुई होती है, मतलब हम unbiased हैं. When I say unbiased, I want to say promotion of fairness among the citizens of the land. Obviously, citizen of the land, I want to say India. So basically dispute resolution in such a way that we happen to promote the fairness. like we hear both the sides, give both the parties, the plaintiff and the defendant, an equal opportunity to keep their opinion and then come out with a judgment. So two easy points I would say: dispute resolution and promotion of fairness among the citizens of the land. Very easy, I guess. And the last one, obviously, regulation of the interpretation of the acts and codes. Let's say we have a line in the act or in one of the sections which is being interpreted differently by two different persons. So now what exactly the interpretation would be will be decided by the court. Like in CA Inter, you have a specific chapter on this interpretation of statutes, that how exactly you understand the law, how exactly you interpret the law. So as of now, what I'm trying to tell you is there's a line written in law which are having more than one meaning. Which exact meaning to be followed will be decided by the court. In case of ambiguity, what that line means will be decided by the court, and that is what we mean by interpretation of law. Interpretation of law. That is the first point, which is regulation of the interpretation of the acts and codes. So easy it is. All I can do is just remember PRD. Promotion, regulation, dispute resolution. PRD. If I can just remember PRD, I will be through with the first important question, which is functions of the judiciary system. The first half of the question is over already, maybe for 1 or 2 marks. Are we clear with this much? We are 26-30 online right now on YouTube. Apart from Zoom, we are around 30 on YouTube. Please let me know if we are clear with this much. Please. Obviously, your reply will matter so that I can come to know that I'm not talking with zombies, I'm talking with humans. Please let me know if we are clear or not. I will wait for your messages, maybe a thumbs up or maybe yes sir or whatever. Are we clear? Are we clear? Waiting for your messages. Waiting for your messages. Are we clear? Okay, I have a message from Rahima who says yes sir. Sangeeta, clear sir. General contents, yes sir. Nandini, yes sir. 4-5 messages already. What about others? We are around 30 online on YouTube. Message from Guru S. Okay. Praidul, clear sir. Okay. Then I have Aparna. Okay. Tanuja. Okay. Around 7-8 answers already with respect to yes sir. Meha Jain, yes sir. Okay. Or okay, around 8-9 messages. Fine. Okay. Thanks. Shivani, yes sir. Okay. Good. Cool enough. Next. It says hierarchy of the courts. Now trust me. Everyone across India who is going to attempt the January attempt, okay, the January paper, knows already the hierarchy of the courts. Everybody knows that the first in the list, the apex one, is Supreme Court, then we have High Court, and then we have District Court. So everyone is going to write about it. Now, if you want to get ahead of them, you need to write the proper language that is used in the book. If you use these words that are there in the book, you obviously happen to fetch more marks compared to the general answer that is written. So my focus right now is to make you underline the main points of each of Supreme Court, High Court, District Court and Metropolitan Court. So we have 4 sub points, right? So I'll just tell you the main points. Like in Supreme Court we have 4 points, in High Court we have 4 points, in District Court we have 4 points, and in Metropolitan Courts we have 2 points. So let you know each of the points. You can just mark it along with me and make sure that you happen to write that in the examination. Okay, let's start. So in the hierarchy, the first one that we have is the Supreme Court. Here we go. 4 points I will mark. Just make sure that you remember this much at least. Starting with Supreme Court. I will mark the 4 easiest ones. If possible, you can write the same in bullet points. Okay. The Supreme Court is the apex body of the judiciary. Number 1, it was established on 26th January 1950. I guess we all know the date, 26th of January, Republic Day 1950, when we basically got the Constitution of India. So I don't think there is any problem in respect to remembering this much. Okay, so 2 points I have marked it already. Next one. The principal bench of the Supreme Court consists of 7 members. Presently, the number of has increased to 34. So I'll mark number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Very easy to remember these 4 points as far as Supreme Court is concerned. Like, you cannot compress further. This is the most compressed form of the answer. So you'll write these 4 points as far as Supreme Court is concerned, and if possible, write it in bullets. Your answer will look more better, and the points will be highlighted by itself. Let's come to the High Court. 4 major points. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And if possible, not much difficult, but still this much. Number 4. Now, fourth I've written after third because you need to understand the point first. Okay, and it may be possible that you might not remember the point. Listen what the point means. It says the High Court has appellant. Now, what do you mean by the word appellant? See, from the lower court, the loser of the case has came to the upper court. That is the one who has lost in district court is coming to the High Court for by filing an appeal. That is what is appellant. It may be possible that the case has directly come to the High Court, which basically means original. So we know the word appellant very well, that the case has come from the lower court to the upper court. That is from district court to the High Court. That is what we mean by the point appellant. When we say original, I'm basically wanting to say the case has directly come to the High Court. And the last one, obviously, advisory, supervisory, which is this, that High Court will obviously guide the lower courts, that is district courts and the other sessions courts and all, with respect to the guidance that they need. And hence, an easy point, I would say. So the 4 points in High Court that you need to remember. 4 points in the High Court that you need to remember. Let's come to the district court. Again, the 4 points, the major 4 points. Below the High Courts are the district courts. Number 1, the Court of District Judge deal with civil law matters. Number 2, the Courts of Sessions deals with criminal matters. Number 3, and lastly, cases are decided based on local limits within which the parties reside or the property and district is situated. Number 4. You cannot argue or complain with me on this point that, sir, this is so difficult. Trust me, ask it to yourself. This is so easy. If you just read it once or twice, you will remember that, okay, this is written so much logically and something which is so common and general knowledge. So I'm just telling you 4 points each in all these 3 points: the Supreme Court, High Court, and the District Court. So if you just happen to write it this way, see, let's say if the question is hierarchy of courts, you give the heading Supreme Court, and then you write 1, 2, 3, 4, dash, 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 dash. Then you go to write High Court, dash, 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 and so on and so forth. You happen to get full marks, that is 6 on 6. So easy it is to score 6 marks. The last one, obviously, metropolitan courts. That's it, just this much. Here we go, ready. The most expected question from this chapter, Indian regulatory framework, is this in front of you. I hope you have marked whatever I was trying to communicate with you. In case it is clear, in case you think, okay sir, I'm confident now, please give me a thumbs up or please message me that, okay sir, I'm able to understand whatever you're trying to tell me. Are we okay? Please tell me, are we okay? The most expected question from this chapter, I've told you already, and I've marked it for you so that you don't happen to remember the big answer. Are we clear? Please tell me, waiting for your messages. Are we clear? Waiting for your messages. Are we clear? Rahima, Sangeeta, okay, general contents, Nandini, Guru, Fredul, Abanna, Tanuja, Mehta. I'll wait for your messages. Message from Rahima, okay, Kamal, Meha Jain, Guru, Shivani, Bharti. General content, sir, this is already asked in June 24. In this question is possible in Jan 25. In June 24, they asked you the short notes on SEBI, RBI and IBBI. In September, they happen to ask you types of laws. So, general contents, please don't tell me what was asked and what was not. If I'm telling you this is important, then this is important. Okay, message from Fredul, Sangeeta, Bharti, Nandini, Tanuja, Abarna, Shivani. Okay, lots of them already. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I know that I'm talking with humans and not zombies. Thank you. The next part. The next question that I'll go towards is, in Contract Act, unit number 2, second last topic, which is exceptions to doctrine of privity of contract. The second question that I'm telling you today, which is most expected in your exam. You can come to, I'll repeat, whichever book that you have, Indian Contract Act, unit number 2, second last topic, which is doctrine of privity of contract and its exceptions. Please open it quickly. Okay, here we go. Indian Contract Act, I have opened it already. Unit number 2 is where I want to go. Okay, exactly the page which I wanted to open, I've opened it already. Here we go. I hope you're making a list. I hope you're making a list of all the important topics that I'm telling you. The most important question for your exam from Indian Contract Act, one of it is this. There are many of them in Contract Act because it's a huge chapter, but one of them is this in front of your screen. One of the student was recently asking me, sir, I'm not able to remember it. I'll try to make you remember this within a minute, and I will also explain to you this with logic. So for next 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'll be focusing very much on this topic, and make sure that 110% everyone that is there online right now, 30 of you on YouTube and others on Zoom, are able to remember this in the very first go. Even if you're studying this for the first time, you will remember it. Okay, let me come directly first to the remembering part, then we'll go to the conceptual part. Okay, here we are now. I'll write fast ace. A mnemonic to remember this particular question, because if it is being asked, it might come for 7 marks. It has come for 7 marks in the past. It has been there for 7 marks, and it can again be there for 7 marks. So let's focus. I've written the mnemonic for it, with which you can learn it in the very first go. Okay, I'll just tell you right now the full form of what I've written. Let's start with the first one, which basically means family settlement. I'm just telling you the head points, okay? As of now, just the head points, and then we'll go in the concept. The first I'm telling you is F, which basically means family settlement. Second one, agent, family settlement, agent. S basically stands for shadi. Shadi as in marriage arrangements / contracts. S is shadi, which basically is marriage arrangements / contracts. T, trust. T, trust. Then again A, which basically is assignment. Then we have C, covenant running with the land. Covenant running with the land. And the last one is E, estophel. Estophel / acknowledgement. Estophel / acknowledgement. One more time. So what is it that we are studying? What we are studying is unit number 2 consideration, second last topic, which is doctrine of privity of contract and its exceptions. So I am focusing right now on the exceptions part, which can come for 7 marks, which has come for 7 marks in the past. I've written a code over there which basically stands for fast ACE, which is F, family settlement, A, agent, S, shadi, which is marriage contract slash arrangements. Then we have T, which is trust. Then we have A, which basically stands for another A, which basically stands for assignment. Then we have C, covenant running with the land. And then we have E, which is estophel slash acknowledgement. I haven't taught the topic yet. I'm yet to teach it. I'll explain it with concepts, with the diagrams. But first of all, please tell me if you're clear with this or not. See, here we go. These are the points. You'll find this: trust, family settlement. Then we have marriage contracts, arrangements. Then we have assignment. Then we have estophel. And we have covenant running with the land and agent. The 7 points in front of you, which was fast ACE, Please tell me if this helps you a bit. As far as remembering part is concerned, the head points are concerned. Please tell me if you remember this now. At least the most of the answer. Fast ACE. Repeating it for the 3rd time so that you remember it now. Family settlement, agent, shadi, which is marriage arrangements, then trust, then assignment, then covenant running with the land, and then E, estophel. Are we clear with this much? Please tell me. I'll now go in the concepts for sure, but till now, are we clear? The mnemonic part, the most important question from Indian Contract Act is this. One of the most important is this: doctrine of validity of contract and the exceptions. Are we clear? Okay, I have messages. Abarna, general contents, Rahima, Guru, Sangeeta, Shivani, Nandini, around 5-6 messages already, and we are roughly 30 odd live on YouTube and many of them on Zoom. Tanuja, okay. Now let's dig in the concept. See, this will help you remember the head points, but ultimately the marks that you will score will be based upon the content that you write. So what is important is the content. Apart from head point just gives the confidence that okay, I know the points, but obviously the content matters a lot. It should not be the exact copy of what is written in the book. You can use your own words, but for using your own words, you should at least know the concept. So right now I am focusing on the conceptual part of this fast ACE. So please listen to me carefully. We're digging in the concept now. I'll need 2 blank pages. Here we are. You can, I'll give you the time for writing. Don't worry. I will give you time to write. When I'm writing, I just want you to focus on the concept. Please put your pen and paper aside. Focus on the concept. I will give you time to copy this for sure. Trust me. But when I'm teaching, I want you to focus on whatever I'm writing and not copy simultaneously writing with me alongside. Don't do it. Okay. Starting now. The topic says doctrine of privity of contract, which basically means only parties to a contract can sue each other, which basically means there can be no stranger to contract. Okay, this is the concept. So what do we mean by the word privity? Privity basically means parties. Doctrine means principle. Privity basically means parties. So doctrine of privity of contract basically means that only parties to a contract can sue each other. So let's say we have a contract between A and B and there is a breach. A can sue B or vice versa. B can sue A. A and B can sue each other. and that is what is doctrine of privity of contract, doctrine of parties to a contract. That sir, only parties to a contract can sue each other. There cannot be a stranger to a contract. This is the basics. This is the basics. What we are discussing is the exceptions of it. What we are discussing is the exceptions for the same. So let's move now to the next topic, which is exceptions. Starting now, the first one, number 1. Please focus, don't write. I want your 100% attention. I'll make sure that you remember it forever, not just for the exams. So you basically have a guy called Mukesh Ambani. Mukesh Ambani basically has 50 crores with himself, and he wants to do philanthropist activities, which is to do charity, to expend on the needies, that is, let's say, the widows and the orphans in India. But obviously Mukesh Ambani is not having this much of time to do it himself. Neither he has the health nor the time to do it by himself. So what Mukesh Ambani does is, he appoints me, let's say Vishwanath Sharma, and tells me that I will give you 50 crores. I will give you 50 crores. Vishwanath Sharma, you will now be the owner of these 50 crores, and all I want you to do is expend this on the widows and the orphans in India. Mukesh Ambani gives me 50 crores and tell me to help the orphans and widows across India who are basically in need of the financial support. Because Mukesh Ambani cannot do this on his own, his health does not permit, and neither does he have so much of time to do this on by himself. So he has appointed me. Now, in whole of this scenario, what you need to understand is, he is called author slash settler. Author slash settler. I am trustee. I am trustee. And these are beneficiaries because they are getting the benefit of the money. So we have author, trustee. We have author, trustee and beneficiary, in which the author has given 50 crores to the trustee to expend it for the beneficiaries, which is orphans and widows. And I will be paid obviously remuneration for doing this. After getting this 50 crore money, I started to do my work, that is help orphans and widows across India. Now one bad day, let's say Mukesh Ambani dies. Mukesh Ambani dies. And all that money that Mukesh Ambani gave me, I keep it with myself and stop expending it on the needy, that is widows and the orphans. The lawmaker says, see sir, the contract was between these. These were parties to a contract, but these beneficiary can sue Vishwanath Sharma, and these beneficiaries are the third party, stranger to contract. These beneficiaries are the third party that are stranger to contract, and they can sue even though they were not part of the contract. They are stranger to a contract between me and Mukesh Ambani, but they can sue if I happen to stop expending on them. This is trust. The first point. Are we clear? I am writing it very meticulously, going deep in the concepts so that you don't happen to mug up things. If you can understand this, you can obviously write it in your own language. It is allowed to write in your own language. Please tell me, are we clear with the first point, the trust point? Are we clear that beneficiaries who are not party to a contract can sue Vishwanath Sharma if I don't happen to expend on them, even though they were not the party to a contract. They can sue. Are we clear? Are we clear with the first point? Let me know fast so that I can go to the second topic. Are we clear with the trust part? I am waiting. I am waiting. Are we clear? Are we clear? Okay, message from Nandini, message from Rahima, general contents. Okay, 3 messages already saying yes sir. Sangeeta, Tanuja, Shivani, around 6-7 messages as of now out of 30 that we are. Bharti says yes sir. Okay, let's move forward then. Let's not waste time. We don't have time. Let's move forward. I'll take a difficult topic now. Number 2. So we basically have a guy called principal. He has appointed an agent who happens to deal with the third parties. Now, as per the contract, principal had given certain goods to the agent to sell it to the third party, and agent will get commission for the same. Now, accordingly, agent does his work. He goes to the third party, bargains with him, enters into a contract with him, and sells him the goods. So, principal gave the goods to agent to sell it, and accordingly, agent sold to the third party. Upon the date for payment, third party did not make the payment. The agent sold the goods to third party, but the third party failed to make the payment. Now, as far as the contract is concerned, buying and selling, which basically happened over here between agent and the third party, where our agent was the one who approached third party to sell the goods and accordingly sold the goods to the third party. But when the third party will default in making the payment, it is basically the principal who is third party who can sue on it. Between agent and third party, the principal is the one outside the contract, and even he can sue. Done with the agent point. Done with the agent point. 2 exceptions. Okay, the trust one and the agent one in front of your screen. I'm helping you with the topic, with the concept, with the diagram, so that this gets printed in the brain and accordingly you can write it in the exams. I hope we are clear with the same, and I am moving forward. I am moving forward. We have done 2 points out of 7. Let's move to the third one. Let's take up a difficult one. Okay, so let's say we have 3 parties. We have a husband, wife, okay, 2 parties, husband and wife. Basically, they both happen to fight very often. Both of them basically happen to fight very often. And we have domestic violence as well, where the wife hits the husband and at times husband also hits the wife. So things are basically not moving smoothly. We have domestic violence in this marriage. So one fine day, father of the wife, father-in-law, okay, whatever, blood relations, father-in-law, father of wife happens to call the husband and tells him, let's talk man to man and let's sort out this issue. So basically both of them are now meeting, both of these are now meeting to have the conversation with respect to how can things be made smooth. In the conversation, the husband tells the father of the wife that, see, I promise you that I will now behave like a man and I will not hit your daughter, that is my wife. I will not hit her, and if I happen to hit her, I will basically make sure that I pay rupees 10 lakhs as compensation. This is the promise that the husband is making to the father of the wife. So he's saying to him that, okay, I'll pay rupees 10 lakh if I happen to hit your daughter in the future. The contract was made. Now, after the contract is made, we have a fight between the husband and the wife, and the husband again hits the wife. Wife leaves the house of the husband and goes to her own house, which is along with his father. So she's now staying with the father, her father. Now one day they were having a conversation with each other where the father told the daughter that I don't know what kind of a husband you had. He was promising me that he will pay me 10 lakhs and whatnot if he happens to meet you again. I don't know what kind of a man he was. And the wife is now shocked. What? Did he say that he will pay you 10 lakhs? The father said, yes, he told me the same. Then the wife is saying, the daughter is saying that why don't you go and ask for 10 lakh rupees now? The father says, no, I'm more happy that you are with me now. The money doesn't matter. The wife says, no, it matters to me. And accordingly, wife sues husband for this 10 lakhs. The wife is suing the husband for this 10 lakhs, who is basically third party. To get those 10 lakhs. Are we clear? See, these three cases in front of you: trust, agent, marriage arrangements. Are we clear with these 3 points? Please tell me, are we clear? Are you able to understand? I'm giving you utmost clarity of the concept by drawing everything that can help you. Are we clear or not? 3 points under exceptions of doctrine of privity of contract. 3 diagrams. Are we clear? Waiting for your messages so that I can move forward. Am I talking with humans or zombies? Your replies will decide. Okay, we have few humans: Meha Jain, Rahima, Sangeeta. General contents: Shivani. Around 5-6 humans we have. Others: Nandini we have. Okay. Moving forward. The next one. Let's start with a difficult one. The fourth one. Covenant running with the land. The point will be easy if you understand what exactly covenant means. Covenant basically means terms and conditions. In this case, we basically have negative covenants, constraints, okay, terms and conditions, which exactly looks like this. That we have Mr. A who owns a piece of land, divided into 2 parts. The first half, that is the northern side, he is carrying out agricultural activity. But the second half, which is southern part of the land, it is being vacant. Now Mr. A thinks, let's sell the property. Accordingly, he contacts with Mr. B and happens to tell Mr. B that I want to sell this particular land which is vacant, and I'm ready to sell it on a condition that you will never ever open an industrial factory or something like that on this land, because my agriculture will be getting affected because of pollution. So I'm willing to sell it on just one condition, that this land will never be used for agricultural purposes. Mr. B says, okay, fine. So basically, the contract contains a covenant, a terms and condition which says not to be used for industry. industrial purposes ever, full stop, and accordingly sells the land to Mr. B. Receive the consideration. Further now, Mr. B sells the same to Mr. C. Mr. B sells the very land to Mr. C. Now, Mr. C starts a factory on that vacant land. Mr. A says to Mr. C that, sir, why are you starting a factory when there was a covenant that it can never be used for industrial purposes ever? Now Mr. C replies to Mr. A, look Mr. A, you had a contract with Mr. B. I have a separate contract with Mr. B. In my contract, there were no such restrictions, and hence I can open a factory in that place. This is what Mr. C is arguing, saying that, okay, the contract was between us, the two of us, with respect to buying and selling of the land. Law says no, Mr. A can sue Mr. C. Mr. A is third party to the contract. So easy it is. So initial contract was between Mr. A and Mr. B. Further, the contract was between Mr. B and Mr. C. So the contract between Mr. B and C, even Mr. A can sue if Mr. C happens to start an industrial undertaking or a factory on that land where we had agreed that it will never be used for industrial purposes. So in the contract between B and C, A is third party, but that third party can sue because that covenant runs with the land. As far as the land is there, the covenant is there because the contract said ever. This was a difficult point. I hope we are clear. This was a difficult point. I hope we are clear. In the chat box, you can just write thumbs up or maybe yes. I'll start with the fifth one. But meanwhile, before I start with the fifth one, you can just write in the chat box that, okay, you did understand. And meanwhile, I will move forward so that we don't waste time. Okay, time is utmost important right now. So expecting you to let me know if you have understood. I'll start with the fifth point, obviously. Number 5. Assignment. Okay, 4 cases. See, the first one was trust. The second one was agent. The third one is marriage arrangements. The fourth one was difficult one, covenant running with the land. And here we are towards the fifth one, which is assignment. So basically, a father who has made investments in, let's say, Tata Limited. This father has a son. Now the son keeps on asking for the pocket money from the father. The son keeps on asking for the pocket money from the father. Now the father is very much annoyed, and he basically thinks of a plan that let's do one thing. All the returns that I happen to get, the dividend and everything, all the returns that I'm getting, let's do one thing. Let's pass it on to my son, so that from now on all the returns, that is dividend, will be credited to my son's bank account, and he will stop asking me for the pocket money. So accordingly, we have a contract now between the father and the company Tata that all the returns will now should be sent to the son of the father, and this is called assignment. When you happen to transfer the benefits to some other one, it is called assignment. So this was the assignment here. This is assignment, where the father gave away his right to his son. Now, after the contract is made, let's say Tata Limited does not give the returns to the son. Son, who was third party to the contract, can sue Tata Limited? Third party. Are we clear? Are we clear? With the diagram, are we clear? The contract obviously was between Tata Limited and the father, where Tata had agreed that okay, it will now give the dividend to the son. Now, if it doesn't now, the son, who is third party to a contract, can sue Tata Limited. Can sue Tata Limited. This is point number 5. The next one, I've already used 3 pages. The next one, sixth, again a difficult one. Again a difficult one. Aparna, I'll come one more time towards the end. I'll explain one more time, but towards the end. For the time being, the sixth one, difficult one again, which is estophel / acknowledgement. Estophel / acknowledgement is my next point. Okay, let's start. So we have Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C. Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. A is supposed to make the payment to Mr. C. Let's say the amount is due. On the contrary, Mr. A is supposed to receive the money from Mr. B. So we have the money due. Okay. So again, Mr. A owes the money to Mr. C and Mr. B owes money to Mr. A. Now Mr. A uses the brain and tells Mr. B that okay, please make the payment that you are supposed to make to me to Mr. C. Mr. A tells Mr. B that instead of paying to me, pay it to Mr. C who I owe. Mr. B agrees to it and Mr. B acknowledges Mr. C. Mr. B acknowledges Mr. C that okay, I as Mr. B am telling Mr. C that I hold the money given to me by Mr. A that I will hand over to you. So B is saying to C that I will hand over a sum of money to you, Mr. C, which has been told to me by Mr. A. This Mr. B is acknowledging to Mr. C. Now, if you happen to understand, the contract is between Mr. A and Mr. B. Now, if Mr. B, after acknowledging to Mr. C, does not pay to Mr. C, Mr. C can sue. Who is third party? Who is third party? So simple it is. So simple it is. If you understand it logically, it doesn't appear to be complicated. The last one, finally, 7th, family settlement. I'll go with the example that is given in the book. The mother divides the property between 2 sons, son number 1 and son number 2. The property is basically divided between the 2 sons, and both the sons in return promise between themselves that they will be paying monthly allowance to the mother for her expenses. So basically both of these are contracting within themselves that in alternatively in the months they will be basically paying a certain amount to the mother for her expenses. Now the contract is there between son 1 and son 2. Now in case they don't happen to pay, the mother, who is stranger to a contract, which is the third party, can sue. The mother can sue either. Who is third party to a contract between both the sons, that is son 1 and son 2. And here we end a 7 marks short important question for your exam. Here we go. First, I explained you what is doctrine of privity of contract, which basically means only parties to a contract can sue each other. This is the concept. This is the law, the principle. Then I came towards exceptions of this doctrine of privity of contract, in which the first one we had was with respect to trust, where third party was the beneficiary. Then the next one, which was agent, where principal was the third party who can sue. The third, marriage arrangements, where wife was the third party to the contract between the husband and father of the wife. The fourth, covenant running with the land, where Mr. A was the third party between B and C. Fifth, assignment. One of the students didn't understand this. Aparna Anbazagan told me, sir, can you please repeat one more time the assignment? See, you need for understanding this point, you need to understand the word assignment. Assignment basically means you have transferred your right to someone else. Father had a right to receive dividend. He transferred this right to his son. This is assignment. Now the company did not pay the dividend to the son. So son is suing the company. I hope you understood, Aparna, this point that you asked me in the doubt. Sixth was estophel / acknowledgement, and the seventh one was family settlement. All these diagrams there in front of you. I don't know if you want to copy this or not, but before starting to copy or not, please tell me, are we confident? I gave you the mnemonic already, fast ace. So first I helped you to learn the head points, which was fast ace. We now understand it better, obviously. Family settlement, assignment, shadi, which is marriage arrangements, trust, agent assignment, covenant running with the land, and estophel. So first I gave you the mnemonic, which is fast ace, to remember the topic, and then I gave you the diagrams, which obviously will help you out to remember the topic. Conceptually, are we clear? Are we clear? A 7-mark question for your examination, very much expected. Are we clear? I will wait for your messages. Not very sure if you want to copy this or not. Not very sure if you want to copy this or not. But please tell me, are we clear and confident with respect to a 7-mark question that we just did? So I gave you one 6 marks question, which was Indian Regulatory Framework. I gave you a 7-mark question, which is this one, exception of doctrine of privity of contract. 13 marks worth of important I have given you already in last 1 hour. Please tell me if you are clear or not. I have a message from Rahima, who says yes sir. I have a message from Bharti, who tells me yes sir. If you want to copy this down, you can copy this down, or maybe you can take the screenshot so that we don't waste time. Are we clear? Are we clear? Message from general contents, yes sir, okay. Sangeeta says clear sir. Shivani says yes sir. Okay, good enough. Around 70 messages already. Fine. Take the screenshots so that we don't waste time. Take the screenshots. I'll keep this open. I'll flip the page. You can take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot later. Meha Jain says yes sir. Okay. Second page. Here we are. You can take a screenshot. Studying it conceptually will help you retain it. Okay. Obviously mnemonic will help, but ultimately the content is also important. So these diagrams will help you a lot in writing the content of the head points. Next page. 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Next page. 6 and 7. 6 and 7. 6 and 7. Done. Time up. So this was the concept. The last half, there are very less chances that it will be asked again, which was section number 25, which was validity of an agreement without consideration. It was there in the last attempt, worth 5 to 6 marks. There were 2 different questions. There was one of them in the compulsory question, which was with respect to charity, and there was another one with respect to the time bar debt, section 25 subsection 3, and natural law of infection, section 25, subsection 1. So it was asked for 4 to 5 to 6 marks. It will not be asked again. Very less chances. Let's move forward. Coming to the third important question. Please come to unit number. 4. Unit number 4. Here we are. Unit number 4. Performance of a contract. Please come to unit number 4. Basically, 2 important questions from this topic. I will start with section 42. Here we go. Liability of joint promisor and promisee. Very important for your attempt. It starts with section 42 and ends on section 45. So 42, 43, 44 and 45. 4 sections I will cover. The second important question from Indian Contract Act. It might come in the compulsory question. Because we are short of time, I will directly deliver the concepts. Even if you have not studied this ever, you will understand my explanation for sure. Just listen to me carefully. Even if you are studying this for the first time, you will understand. Okay, let's start. I'll turn on the AC. Okay, we start now. Listen to me carefully. Very important. Can be there in compulsory question. Question 1A is Contract Act. So the example goes like this. Yeah, Moni, it is recorded. Don't worry, this is recorded. Okay, here we are. So we have Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C who asks Mr. L to provide them with the loan. Okay, I'll give the heading section 42 to 45. Section 42 to 45. So we basically have Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C who ask for a loan from Mr. L, who is the lender. And we have ABC as obviously the borrowers. ABC are the borrowers. Now, these are the joint promisors. These are the joint promisors. Sir, why exactly joint promisors? Because they have taken the loan together and they are jointly promising that they will return the whole of 12 lakh rupees back to Mr. L. They are joint promisors, the borrowers. I will make around 8 cases. See if you can answer them. Okay. If you know the concepts, you might answer them. Sir, आपकी क्लास कितने बजे से होती है YouTube पे? For next 7 days, it will be from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Okay. Now let's focus. I will write down 8 different cases. Case number 1. A dies. Case number 2. A, B, C dies. Case number 3. A becomes insolvent. A becomes insolvent. 4th. A becomes insolvent. B becomes insolvent, but rupees 2 lakh is recoverable from Mr. B. From A, nothing is recoverable. Okay, that was case number 4. Case number 5, difficult and important. Difficult and important. Mr. L frees Mr. A. मिस्टर एल ने मिस्टर ए को फ्री कर दिया कि आप मुझे पैसा मत देना, मैं आपको सू नहीं करूंगा. सो मिस्टर एल बेसिकली फ्रीज अप मिस्टर ए. ओके. 6th, एल asks for whole money from A. 7th case, L asks for whole money from legal representative of A. Okay, 7 cases I have made for you. This one more case I'll write towards the end. Let's focus on these 7 cases first. I'll repeat the question. If you know the answer, you can start typing that sir 1 का आंसर ये होगा, 2 का आंसर ये होगा, 3 का आंसर ये होगा. आपको मुझे सिर्फ इतना बताना है कि सर कौन से केस में कौन कितना पैसा देगा. All you need to tell me is in which of the cases which person will pay how much of the amount to Mr. L. That is what you need to answer me. In case you know it, you can start to answer me in the chat box. I will see if your answers are correct or not. I'll start now. So this was the question. A, B and C jointly borrowed 12 lakh from Mr. L. So Mr. A, B, C are the joint promisors basically. Let's move forward. The first case, A dies. What next, sir? Legal representative of A plus B plus C, they will jointly pay 12 lakh rupees, which basically means each of them will pay 4 lakh each. Each of them will pay 4 lakh each. So legal representative of A plus B plus C will pay 12 lakhs, which is 4 lakhs each. Easy peasy, easy peasy. Second, sir, all of them are died. Doesn't matter. Legal representative of A, legal representative of B, and legal representative of C will jointly pay 12 lakhs. So easy it is. Third, B will pay 6 lakhs. C will pay 6 lakhs. Because A has become insolvent, B and C will now have to pay 6 lakhs each. Fourth case, a good one. Fourth case is a good one. Let's come to the answer. B will pay 2 lakhs, C will pay 10 lakhs. Very important, fifth case, very important. Very important, fifth case. Okay, so you can just go through case number 1, 2, 3, 4 first, expecting you to have understood each and every case. See, we are saving time. We are saving time by giving you the concepts directly. Go through case number 1, 2, 3, 4. In case you are not understood, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will start with case number 5, which is very important and a bit tricky. If you have understood, you can tell me obviously that you are clear with case number 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we clear with 1, 2, 3, 4? Please tell me. Are we clear with 1, 2, 3, 4? They were easy, I guess. Are we clear? Please can give me a thumbs up or maybe a yes sir message. Are we clear with 1, 2, 3, 4? Let me know. I'll start with the fifth one then. Are we clear? A thumbs up maybe. In case you are not liked the video yet, please like it and message me if you are clear. And message me if you are clear. I have a message from General Contents who says yes sir, thank you so much. Case number 1, 2, 3, 4. Sangeeta says yes sir, thank you so much Sangeeta. Nandini says yes sir, thank you Nandini. Meha says yes sir, thank you. Tanuja says thumbs up, thank you. Around 4, 5, 6 answers. Shivani says thumbs up, thank you ma'am. Okay, let's move forward. A very important case number 5. Case number 5 says, Bharti says thumbs up, thank you. Case number 5 says, the lender says to Mr. A that please you can relax. You did not pay the money to me. I will not ask it from you. This L is saying to Mr. A. Now we have two questions. Question number 1. Sir, are B and C discharged towards Mr. L? The answer is no. Sir, is A is discharged to pay it to Mr. B and C? The answer is again no. I'll repeat one last time. If L frees up Mr. A, B and C are still liable to pay to Mr. L, and A, who was freed up, is still liable to pay to B and C. So ultimately, B and C will pay 6 lakhs each and will recover 2 lakhs each from Mr. A. Very easy, very easy. So I'll write the implications now. B and C are still liable towards L. A is still liable towards B and C. So ultimately 4 lakhs each. 4 lakhs each, A, B and C. A very important one. Point number 5. I hope I tried my best to make it clear to you that what exactly point number 5 is. If the lender frees up one of the joint promisor, the other joint promisors are still liable to the lender, and the joint promisor was freed up is still liable to the other joint promisors. I will write it down in a sentence form, so in case you didn't understand, you can obviously copy it down. Okay, case number 5 is important and difficult. 6th, A will pay rupees 12 lakhs and later recover rupees 4 lakhs each from P and C. I guess easy point. This is just like partnership, agency, just like partnership. That if Mr. L asks the whole amount from Mr. A, obviously A will have to pay the full amount, but he will later on recover 4 lakhs each from B and C. Next one. 7th. Let's say A died. And hence L is asking for the whole of the money from the legal representative of Mr. A. The law says, I'll change the color. Legal representative of A is liable to pay rupees 4 lakhs. B and C will pay 4 lakh each. So as you can see, there is a difference between case number 6 and case number 7. There is a difference between case number 6 and case number 7. Under case number 6, when A was alive, he was liable to pay the whole amount by himself and could later recover from B and C. But in case number 7, the legal representative will only pay his share of the liability which came from A, which is 4 lakhs only. So legal representative of A will pay only 4 lakhs. 8th and the last case. Sir, what if A, B and C, everyone goes insolvent? In that case, answer would be bad debts of L. and we are done with very efficiently, very effectively section number 42, 43, 44 and 45. Here we go. See the content. This is 42, 43. Then this is again this much. So I basically covered 2 whole pages, almost 2 pages with the help of these cases. So efficiently we are studying that, sir, in last 10-15 minutes we covered 2 pages with 8 different possible case scenarios to understand the whole of section 42, 43, 44 and 45. 8 cases in front of you, and we are done with the topic. The third important topic that can be there in your exams. We have done 3 topics, 3 important topics. Finally, you can just tell me again, final time for this question, are we clear? You can ask me a doubt in each of the case. If you have doubt, let's say we didn't understand case number 5, you can tell me, sir, we didn't understand. Or you can just give me a thumbs up to tell me that, okay, sir, we have understood. I will wait. 8 cases, 4 sections, 42, 43, 44, 45. Everything is covered here. Are we clear? Are we clear? All the cases there in front of you. Are we clear? The topic is over. Okay, first out we have, sir, please explain case 7. See, the lender is not going to ask the whole of the money from the legal representative of A. Legal representative of A will only pay 4 lakh rupees, that is the liability that he inherited from the one who died. So he will not pay the whole of 12 lakhs, he will pay his share of 4 lakhs only. I hope we are clear. General contents. Others, in case of doubt, ask me, please. I'll explain, I'll re-explain. In case if it is clear, you need to tell me that it is clear so that I can move forward. Are we clear? Okay, Sangeeta gives me a thumbs up. Sangeeta gives me a thumbs up. What about others? Are we clear? Are we clear? It has to be obviously two-way communication. Message from general contents, clear, sir? Yes, sir. Okay. Tanuja gives me a thumbs up. Okay. Meha Jain says yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Around 5 messages till now. Others are zombies. Can let me know if things are clear. Obviously, I'll wait. Shivani says clear, sir. Thank you so much. Fine. Meha Jain says yes, sir. Okay. Okay, fine, cool. Others might be zombies. Let's move forward towards the last topic for the day, and we are done with 4 important questions for your exams. 4 important questions. Okay, message from Nandini who says yes, sir. Last topic for the day, important. It was asked in December 23, the last time. 2 attempts have gone by. It has not been re-asked. Huge chances it can be there in Jan 25, and it is a very difficult topic. Okay, the whole of India might leave the topic away. I don't want my students to leave the topic. Somebody talking about which topic? I'm talking about appropriation of payments. Considered to be very difficult. Appropriation of payments. Section 59, section 60 and section 61. 3 sections again. Very difficult, very important. The last topic for today, and we will end the class after having done 4 important questions and your general doubts. Let's start. I am here. Difficult. This one. See, I'm not doing easy topics. You might have observed that all the 4 questions that we did are those points which are considered to be difficult. Joint promisors, difficult. Appropriation of payments, very difficult. Let's focus. I'll start now. So let's say we have Mr. A. Mr. A has a bad habit of smoking. Mr. A has a very bad habit of smoking. So you basically have a shop downstairs which is a cigarette shop. So he basically goes to the shop daily and consumes approximately 5 cigarettes a day. I guess a cigarette costs rupees maybe 20. So 20 per cigarette will cost him rupees 100 per day. So let's assume Mr. A consumes 5 cigarettes per day. So let's say it is Monday. Mr. A goes to the shop on Monday and consumes 5 cigarettes. Amount 100. Mr. B goes to the shop again, being addicted to cigarettes, goes to the shop again on Tuesday, and because he met with a few of his friends in the evening, he smoked a bit more, let's say worth rupees 200. Then Wednesday. Now as per daily doses, he consumed 5 cigarettes worth rupees 100. But while returning home, he felt like he should consume some refreshments, maybe some chewing gum or maybe some ilaichi, something like that, to get away with the smell. And accordingly, he purchases refreshments worth 2-3 rupees. So it is rupees 103 on Wednesday. Now, today is the last day. Today it is Thursday. He goes to the shop and asks for a cigarette which he consumes daily. The shopkeeper mistakenly gives him another brand of cigarette which Mr. A throws away. Let's say that cigarette was costing rupees 15. So Mr. A asked for a particular brand of cigarette, let's say Classic, but the shopkeeper gave him some other brand, let's say Gold Flake. So Mr. A basically threw the cigarette because it was a different brand. Now both of them are in a heated argument. Where Mr. A is screaming on the shopkeeper that, sir, why did you give me a different brand of cigarette? While the shopkeeper is telling to Mr. A that, listen, Mr. A, 3-4 days have gone by and you have not cleared your dues. 100 rupees of Monday spending, 200 rupees of Tuesday spending, and 103 of Wednesday spending. First, you please clear my dues and then talk to me. The ego of Mr. A was hurt. The ego of Mr. A was badly hurt. And accordingly, whatever money he had in the pocket, he paid to the cigarette shop. Let's say he had in his pocket rupees 250. Now, if you understand the concept clearly and deeply, you will know that, sir, if I just count Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the total due was 403. The due amount is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The due amount is rupees 403. Whereas amount paid is rupees 250. Can you understand this much? That, sir, the payment made 250 is not sufficient to cover the whole debt. The payment of 250 which is made is not sufficient to pay off the whole of 403 debt. And here comes the topic of appropriation of payments. Here the topic comes appropriation of payments, that is adjustment for the payment. Appropriation of payment. Why? Because 250 is less than 403, and hence the topic appropriation of payment. That's, sir, which debt is to be adjusted? So we basically have 3 sections, 59, 60 and 61. All of them are in a hierarchy, in a sequence which needs to be followed. The first one that we have is section 59, which is priority number 1. Section 59, which says debtor will decide. the debtor will decide how adjustments are to be done. Let's say from rupees 250, first Monday will be paid off, then Wednesday will be paid off, and then the balance for Tuesday. So basically debtor will decide how exactly the adjustment is to be done. We further divide this into two parts. One is express, the other is implied. When I say express, it basically means debtor has by words specifically told the shopkeeper that first adjust Monday, then Wednesday, and then Tuesday. This is express, where I basically paid 250 and I told him Wednesday, then Monday, and balance for Tuesday. I told him this. It can be implied also. Sir, I paid him rupees 103, an odd figure, 103, an odd figure, which basically means he needs to compulsorily set off the Wednesday. So if I pay him 103, this is basically the amount is matching. Amount is matching, that is Wednesday is matching 103. So in this case, he needs to set off Wednesday only, even if I don't say. Now because the amount is matching, he needs to pay off the set off the debt of Wednesday. This is your section number 59. Priority number 1. Priority number 1. Then we have the next one, which is section 60. Section number 60, which is priority number 2. Yeah. Which basically says creditor will decide. Creditor will decide. So if debtor doesn't decide, if debtor doesn't say anything expressly or impliedly, in that case, creditor will have an option to appropriate the payment as per his choice. As per his choice. Under this, some clarifications. Even time barred debts can be adjusted. See, the topic goes like this. For a time bar debt, you cannot sue the other party. But if that party is making your payment without saying anything, you can adjust even the time bar debt also. I'll repeat. For the time bar debt, you cannot sue the other party that why are you not making the payment. If 3 years are gone by, you cannot sue the other party for recovery. But if he is making you a payment without saying anything, you can definitely adjust the time bar debt as well. So even a time bar debt can be adjusted. Second, debt should be due. Debt should be due. And the last one, disputed debt. See, I made the Thursday intentionally 15 rupees. I made that arrow intentionally, that there will be a dispute between the cigarette that was smoked on Thursday, because the shopkeeper will ask for the money, but Mr. A will deny paying the money. That is a disputed debt. So I'll write disputed debt cannot be adjusted. Disputed debt cannot be adjusted. And that finishes your section number 60. Only 61 is left. See, 59 and 60 there in front of you. All the points that are there in the book, I am writing this down for you. If you just understand this, you can solve any damn sum that ICAI happens to ask you. The concept that I am telling you. Okay. So 59 is done, 60 is done. Let's move forward to the last section for the day, which is 61, and then we'll end the class. 61. priority number 3. Priority number 3, which basically says if debtor and creditor do not decide or appropriate. If debtor and creditor do not appropriate, come to section number 61, it will help you, which basically says, I'll write it down and then cut it down, okay? FIFO, first in, first out. But in the exams, you cannot write the word FIFO, so I'll cut it down. You need to write in order of time. Which basically means first Monday will be adjusted, then for the balance amount Tuesday will be adjusted, then Wednesday, and then Thursday. So basically in order of time, FIFO, first in, first out. So the first date would be the first in the list, then the second, then third, and the fourth. So 61 says if debtor and creditor do not decide that how exactly the appropriation will be done, in that case you need to follow FIFO, which basically says in order of time. Two clarifications. Number one, again the point that was there above, even time barred debt can be adjusted. This is first clarification. And the last one, if two debts fall on the same date, if two dates fall on the same date, adjust in proportion. That's it. 59, 60 and 61. If you want to take the screenshot, I'll open it for you, but first tell me, are we clear or not? The lawmaker is saying to you just this much, that see, it is the debtor who gets the first priority, first rank to decide how adjustment is to be done. He can either expressly tell the same, that please adjust this, this and this, or he might be impliedly telling you by giving you the exact amount of the debt. And that is 59, that is done. Then we have 60. If debtor does not say anything expressly or impliedly, in that case the section 60 says now creditor will decide the order of appropriation. It is now his right. So if 59 doesn't happen, then only 60 will happen. And 60 says three more clarifications, that is, sir, even the time bar debt can be adjusted. Number two, the debt should be due obviously, and disputed debt cannot be adjusted. Now the last possible case is, sir, debtor did not say anything expressly or impliedly, creditor did not think of anything by himself. In that case, resolve to section number 61, third priority, third rank, which says, sir, do FIFO, that is order of time. First set off Monday, then if the money is left, Tuesday, if the money is left, Wednesday, so on and so forth. And under 61 also he says that even time bar debt can be adjusted. And lastly, if two debts fall on the two different debts fall on the same date, let's say on Tuesday you have two different debts, one is for cigarette and one is for, let's say, pan. In that case it says adjust proportionately. If two debts fall on the same date, adjust proportionately. A 6 marks question, a 7 mark question that we did just now, 59, 60 and 61. In case you want to take the screenshot, you can obviously take it, but meanwhile you can obviously tell me from the bottom of your heart, are we clear? I am only doing important concepts and difficult concepts. See, I can very easily solve easy topics for you, but I am trying to do all the difficult concepts, difficult topics which are important as well. So you can just tell me if we are clear with this or not. 59, 60, 61 that we just did, I am asking for these three sections, 59, 60 and 61. Are we clear? Are we clear? I will wait for your messages. You can take the screenshot meanwhile and let me know meanwhile if we are clear with these three sections, 59, 60 and 61. And obviously like the video as well in case you haven't liked it yet. Are we clear with this? I'll change the slide obviously in case you want to take the screenshot. Here we go. 60 and 61. I have a message from Nandini. Yes, sir. I have a message from Sangeeta who says to me, yes, sir. Meha Jain. Okay, 3-4 of them. Tanuja says, yes, sir. Thank you so much. Shivani says, clear, sir. Around 5-6. Bharti says, yes, sir. Okay, around 6-7 messages. So basically, general content says, yes, sir. Gopika says, yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Around 8-9 messages already. Please like the video. In case you haven't liked the video, please do like the video now. So basically, we took just 1.5 hours to 2 hours and discussed 4 questions, all of them very important. I'll just recall the topics. The first one that we did was Indian regulatory framework, amongst which we did functions of the judiciary body and the hierarchy, very important. Then we did exceptions of doctrine of privity of contract, very important. Then we did joint promisors 42 to 45, very important. And we just now did appropriation of payments 59, 60 and 61, again very important. And 3 amongst the 4 topics that we did were very difficult. You might be knowing it yourself that, sir, yes, these were difficult topics. We were having difficulty in it. So important and difficult, we finished. I hope you like the session. In case it is yes, we can end it now. We just have 5 minutes. We cannot start a new topic. So I think we can end the topic now. We will again meet tomorrow at the same time, which is 7:30 to 9:30, with more important topics, with more concepts and with more clarity. So in case things are clear, we can end it now. In case we don't have doubts, we can end it now. Please let me know. Can we end it? No doubts. Then only we will end. Tomorrow same time, 7:30 to 9:30 on this channel. Like the video, subscribe the channel in case you haven't, and then we shall meet tomorrow in case there are no doubts. In case there are no doubts, I'll wait for 2 minutes in case we have any doubts, else we will end. Else we will end. I'll just see in case we have doubts. If not, we will end. Thank you, sir. Bye. Yeah, bye, general contents. Bye. Hope to see you tomorrow again at the same time, 7:30 to 9:30. Nandini, thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. Tomorrow same time we shall meet. Tomorrow same time we shall meet. Okay, in that case, I cannot see any further doubts. Thank you, sir. Okay, Bharti, thank you so much. See you tomorrow, same time, 7:30 to 9:30. Shivani, thank you. Thank you, sir. See you tomorrow, 7:30, 9:30. Sangeeta, thank you so much. Tomorrow, 7:30, 9:30. We shall meet. Okay, we end here now. Thank you and bye. Thank you and bye. We end here. Thank you and bye. Meha Jain, thank you so much. We shall meet tomorrow again. Thank you and bye.